Hey guys, welcome back to another Verve assembly video. Today we're going to be assembling the commercial half rack with the west side spacing. I'll take you through each part, how I've got it laid out on the floor and the way we're going to assemble it, and which bolts to use in the correct order so you can follow along with your half rack at home. So the first step, the way I've got it laid out here, we're going to install the bottom frames first with one bracket on each side, so they're going to go like this. And what you'll see in the bolt pack, we've got 12 of these M16 bolts that are slightly longer than the 16 of the shorter ones. So if you can see, one is slightly shorter. These longer ones are for when we're going through the brackets. So we're gonna have 12 in total. So we're gonna start with the longer ones for this bottom bracket. The tools that I'm using a 24mm socket, and then you can either use a wrench on the other side, or if you have another extra socket, you can use that. For Imperial, it's 15/16 of an inch. And we'll just finger tighten them for now until we get the bottom frame complete, and then we'll go around and tighten. Go, and same on the other side. And now that we've got the 4 on, we're gonna go through and tighten those to get the bottom frame solid. Just like that, till it can't go anymore. And all the nuts have the Loctite as well, so they're not gonna come loose at any point. And that's nice and tight. So the next step we're gonna go through the back uprights. These are gonna be the shorter uprights. So you got 2 here. We're gonna go through the shorter one. Numbers facing the front. Gonna place that there. And we'll get our bolts ready. And then you can stand it up, and if you have another person to hold it while you put the bolts through, that will be recommended. This is going to be the shorter bolt set because there's only one bracket on one side. Now up right here, I can see the holes that they're going through, and just finger tight until you get both bolts through. So now that we have both of these sides on, we're going to do the larger upright side with the brackets on each side. So I'm going to prepare the longer bolts for this one. I'm going to need all 4 for each side, so 8 in total, the remaining large ones. 4 on each side, 8 washers on each side. Now for the next part, I do recommend that you get someone to help you with the uprights because we are dealing with the taller ones and they can be quite heavy. So I've got Toby here. He's going to help. I'm going to hold the brackets. He's going to hold the upright for me, and we're just going to place the bolts through. So you can place the brackets in at the bottom first, but you don't want to tighten them completely. And now as Toby puts this in place, I'll just feed the bolts through. So now that we have this one in with the bolts just finger tight, we're going to leave them loose to be able to get the small crossbeam in. And you can have Verve facing in or Verve facing out. So we're going to get the bolts, and see, since it's loose, we're going to be able to place that in there. So we'll get the bolts ready. And it's recommended that you have an assistant help you with this part too, so you can both hold the upright and get the bolts, so it can be quite tricky with one person. So it's going to go through the hole 51 and 48. And while he holds that there, I'm just going to finger tight all the bolts so nothing can slip off. And then they're going to go through the top holes of the back upright. Okay, so now that we've got the crossbeam on, we're going to go through and tighten the whole bottom section, get that solid, and then we'll move on to the next side. So we'll be tightening the bottom brackets first, and then the uprights. And then we'll tighten this top section. So now that that's all tight, we've tightened everything on that side. We're going to replicate everything we did, but for the left side. All right, now that we've got both sides the same and they're all completely tight, what we're going to do is we're going to do the pull-up bar for the last bit. So we've got 4 bolts remaining of the shorter ones. And I'm just going to get my assistant to move the rack side, just push each side out so you can get the pull-up bar into position. If you don't have anyone to help you, you can just leave one side a little bit loose and then get the pull-up bar in that way. And you can adjust the height, whatever height that you want to. So I'm going to put it on the top setting, on the furthest bolt, And on 54, I'm just gonna finger tight these ones, put in place, and same on the other side. So now that's in position, just finger tight, we'll just go ahead and tighten it, and that's gonna be everything completely tightened up. All right, everything's tightened up and ready to go. We're just gonna put on the accessories that you'll get with it. So you'll have the safety pins that you can set to whatever exercise you're doing. So we'll put those in. So you're gonna slot it in from the front first. We're gonna go to number 20. Then get it slightly in a little bit. And then the safety pipe is gonna go over the pin to protect it. Line it up with the corresponding number on the back. Same on the other side. And there we go. We're gonna put the J hooks on now. Final touch, and that's it. Now you're ready to train. Thanks for joining us on the assembly video of the commercial half rack with Westside spacing. Thank you very much.